Ladies and gentlemen, as promised, we have on the lines with us today none other than that sensational Dr. Susan Horowitz, aka Dr. Sue. Dr. Sue, how are you this evening?
I'm doing great and better since I talked to you, my dear.
Always. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Always positive. And I love the energy because even if I'm feeling a little down, after I finish speaking to you, I'm up. And that's one of the talents of Dr. Sue.
Well, Poppa T, I came up with a nickname for you.
Am I in trouble? Am I in trouble?
Really, you have been so important in my life. You know, you really have.
I appreciate that.
It is true. First, here's my first nickname, and I want this to go on your website and everyone to hear it.
Okay.
Poppa T, the motivator. Poppa T, the motivator. You know it's true. It's true. And I have something else that I dreamed up for you. Listen to this. Because you create new connections. Okay. I say Poppa T puts the new in New York and the connect in Connecticut.
There you go, Dr. Sue. Creative. Well, you know, she's a PhD. She's Dr. Sue of literary doctor.
I think
wow, she's great with those words.
Poppa T puts the new in New York and the connect in Connecticut.
Wow, now I gotta live up to all that.
Nobody else has that. It's the truth.
I gotta live up to all that now.
Bro. Yeah.
Incredible. I appreciate that. I appreciate being appreciated. And I do my best on every level that I possibly can. And I really appreciate that, Dr. Sue.
Yep.
And all you folks out there, you know, this is the lovely Dr. Sue. And I believe one of the issues we're going to touch on this evening is going to be Cupid and its role it plays in Valentine's Day, right?
Oh, of course.
Valentine's Day is up and coming.
Cupid, draw back your bow and let your arrows go.
See, only she can do it. I almost had to sing it too. I almost gave him one. Yeah, that's one of my favorite tunes.
Cupid, drop back your bow, and let your arrows go. Whoa, I love it.
You know, with that day rapidly approaching, I know I can speak from the male agenda side, and I want to tell all those gentlemen out there, don't forget that day and don't come home with a last second remembered gift that you went out to shop for. You know, pay some attention to it now, and it doesn't hurt to shop beforehand.
And also, you know what? Pay attention to something that she says, something she's interested. So it's not just a generic gift, but she knows that you really paid attention to her, you know, something she's interested in, something that reflects her personality.
Because a lot of times, tell me if I'm correct, women, they won't be blunt or direct, but they'll drop a bunch of hints, right?
Yeah, you know what? Everybody, women and men too, but for some reason women get into this thing, you know?
Indeed.
So I say, you know, it's a two-sided thing.
Indeed.
One, if you're in some kind of relationship with someone, pay attention to the things that they say so you can get them something personal.
Indeed.
And if you're the person who hopes to receive, and if you don't get exactly what you want, remember to appreciate what the person does give. Even though they may not give that standard thing that you think you're going to get, and that you may look forward to bragging about it with your friends.
Okay.
Well, you know what? Appreciate what's there.
Indeed. Appreciation. There it is again, that word, And I guess it's definitely key with that holiday coming up and everyday life as well. To be appreciated is really a great thing. I mean, if a person just comes in and passes you a card randomly, and which you do often, and that shows your appreciation via the net, and I'll be having a down day, just stressed because I'm overpressed with work, and I'll look up and I'll see an e-card from Dr. Susan Howard. I say, well, okay, this has to be lovely, and I open that card and it's like, whoa. Well, the thing is that we may not have spoken that day or have planned to speak that particular day, but just showing that you are thought of,
right,
that's a level of appreciation all within itself.
Right, and you do the same for me.
Indeed.
You know, I get like a little note or a little something.
Yes.
And, you know, it just lifts my spirits, like you're thinking of me in a positive
Indeed.
way. And I
Indeed.
think, oh, you know what, it feels good. It does feel good, you know.
Indeed.
And there's all kinds of little Valentines that we can get and receive from people. It's not just one person, one fantasy significant other that has to provide it all. I think
Indeed.
it's a huge thing to expect from people, and it leaves people being pressured or disappointed. So I would say appreciate any little Valentine you can get or give from anybody.
Indeed. And Dr. Sue, on that note right there, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit.
Okay.
Give us a couple of examples, especially today we have all men in the audience, with the exception of one young lady, Colleen.
Really?
Our staff down here at Sky. And give us some examples of some nice gifts that we could shop for that significant other, or just in general, as you say, because it's not just one Valentine's. I mean, you have other Valentines, people that you care for in your life or that play an intricate part in your life, you know, of the opposite sex.
Okay, all right, so why don't we, here's something. What is she interested in, or what is she like to do? Now, let's say, for example, you're with someone who likes things, you know, or
Okay.
she has a vision of herself as maybe being a performer. Why not give her some kind of, you know, certificate or a voice lesson? Or why not, you know, book a night where she could get up and sing with a band or a piano, so she gets the chance to show her talent. And that'll show that you paid attention to her. Or if it's not singing, it's something else that she loves to do. And you get, you know, like a little card, and in the card is your little, you know, certificate or ticket or whatever it is that you're going to take her to that activity that she loves to do.
Okay, okay. You know, that sounds great. And from my standpoint, I'm like, whoa, yeah, that there could really be something. Now, that I would say would be definitely great for not so much a companion, but for just that, say, special person that is of the opposite sex, and it's Valentine's Day, just to show them that, you know, they're appreciated, right?
It's most of these things, you know, it's for that special person, and, you know, opposite sex, yes, but, you know, there's some same-sex people too.
Yeah.
And we want to include them, you know.
Okay,
We want to make sure that they're not excluded.
So Valentine's in general, we're going to say, right?
Valentine's in general, exactly.
Okay.
So something that shows you pay attention to their taste, or something, I don't know, if you, let's say, for example, you drink wine together.
Okay.
So why don't you get, like, maybe 2 beautiful glasses, you know, and a bottle of wine, and you know, maybe a candle, so it's like a little kit for a romantic dinner together. Or, you know, if you have money, you can always spend money and get a great material gift. But if you don't have money, and I know some people go, wow, I don't feel good because I'd like to give, but I don't have money. So give what you can give. Maybe if you don't have the money, you can cook a romantic dinner at home. And give her, there is one rule. or maybe I say give her, but it could be she give him. You know, whatever
Indeed.
it is, we're going to go back and forth.
Indeed.
There is a rule. You are not allowed to work. You're not allowed to lift a finger. I am going to do this for you.
Ah, outstanding, outstanding. Sort of being put on that queen or king pedestal for that particular given moment, right? Or day.
Oh, yes, and treat that person like a queen. You know, say, so, you are my queen, you
Indeed.
know?
Indeed.
You are my queen. I mean, you know.
I mean,
something, or king, you are my king, you know?
Indeed. You know,
treat the person as if they were those magic.
Royalty.
I love, as if, I love those words.
Indeed.
If, you know, treat the person that way, and it could either be material, or if you don't have the material, give something that shows you care.
Indeed. You know, for all of those insensitive people out there, because we know that the planet is plagued with insensitivity right now,
Yep.
you know, we find that, you know, those 3 little words, you know, I love you, I mean, seems to be so hard to deliver. And when they are, a lot of times it's unintentional. And I think that we need to focus more on that, not just at Valentine's Day, but every day. Because, I mean, we are cautioned to love our fellow man, you know, as ourselves.
That's right.
And the thing is that we need to elevate and escalate love more, which is what that holiday is supposed to be about. But love is always taken from the Hollywood concept of romance. And love is actually the highest elevation of understanding, which means one individual understands another individual, or vice versa, or either mutual, to such a high level and extent that, you know, respect mandatorily is going to be displayed.
Absolutely. The concept of love as being restricted to erotic, romantic love is very narrow.
Indeed. Indeed.
Very narrow. And
Indeed.
what do you do if you don't have that excited, infatuated, romantic feeling anymore? What does that mean? There's nothing left? I think that that's one aspect of love, but it's certainly not the only one.
No, because we know we have the spiritual, the mental, and the physical aspects of existence. So if we're not able to touch on some level spiritually and mentally as well as physical, then, like you said, when the physical aspect is diminished or gone, then you got a problem.
That's right. And, you know, and right, and it's very, you know, it's exciting, but, you know, like fireworks,
Indeed.
it doesn't last forever, you know, and you have to keep, but if you want to keep it going, and we could do an entire program on this, how to keep some mystery and some romance. That's something that a lot of people would like to know. And I think it's good to keep some mystery and some romance in a relationship. Plus, of course, the friendship, the great friendship, and to value that friend. The friendship is so valuable.
First and foremost.
It goes on and on.
First and foremost, you know, we talk about keeping the fire burning, you know, which is one of the aspects that we used to hear a lot in the songs, you know, of our generation. And the thing is that you don't hear that anymore. You don't hear keep the fire burning. They're not interested in keeping the fire burning except for one night or a week or a month. And then here we are at the divorce table because we were just looking for it. It was totally physical. I mean, it was just for the physical lawns rather than the mental or the spiritual lawns, which we have to have that aspect, you know, which is breaks down too also to the emotional side of the relationship.
Yeah, I think that's really true. If the only aspect is, you know, the excitement, the infatuation, the physical heat, it tends to fade, and then it very quickly, it either goes to divorce, or if the people are not married, it goes into breakup.
Indeed.
So I think it would be, you know, it would be good to know that these things, you know, they're like waves.
Indeed.
There's the high wave, and then there's the low, but then the wave can come up again. It's not consistently on the same level, and you shouldn't expect it to be, because it isn't. And also, that's not the only aspect of
love.
A relationship.
Exactly.
You know, it just is not.
And definitely not of love. As we say, love is the highest elevation of understanding.
That's not the only aspect of love. And also, it's like, you know, if easy come and easy go. Well, gee,
Indeed.
people get their feelings hurt. It's not quite so easy go.
Indeed, indeed.
You know?
I mean, it's great to tip your hat to some of those folks that you see that are actual role models in society that are sticking it out and sticking together and all the rest of that right there. And speaking of sticking it out and sticking together, we're gonna be going on to the next aspect of our television show this evening, which is Entertainers News, done by none other than today by our own Mazoo. And Dr. Sue, as it always, it's a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you in the very near future, and also giving some more attention and development to that great production that you have in the process called Swish.
Yes, Switch. Thank you so much for bringing up Switch. That's my family-friendly comedy, Switch. And I would love for your listeners and viewers to go to my website, drsue.com, DRSUE.com. Just explore it and click on that word Switch. And there's a video there. Very entertaining.
Outstanding. Outstanding. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's been real.